The subjunctive are Rosa, Marlo, Evan, Andrea, and Benito. Okay. Here are the steps to forming a subjunctive. The first step is changing the verb to the yo form and getting rid of the o at the end. For example, let's say the verb is pensar. You'll change it to the yo form, which is pienso, and then drop the o. Then you'll be ready to add the correct ending. The second step to forming a subjunctive is to determine if the verb is an AR stem changer or an ER-IR stem changer. Based on that, the ending will be the opposite of its original infinitive. For instance, perder, which has an ER ending, will have an AR ending if subjunctive. Here's an example. The verb perder has an ER ending. In subjunctive form, however, it will either be pierda, pierdas, pierda, pierdamos, pierdas, or pierdan. The third step to forming a subjunctive is looking for key expressions. A good way to remember these key expressions is by wordle. These expressions include a wish or will for something, an emotion, impersonal, meaning your opinion, requests, doubt, or denial, and anytime you see the word ojalá. Just a key reminder, the three main things to look for that indicate it is a subjunctive is the word que, it has to have two subjects, and is a word or verb. Gracias.
Irregular Subjunctive and Stem Changes by Mario Kelly. Irregulars. The irregular verbs of the subjunctive can be represented by a single acronym, DISHES. The D stands for dar, the I for ear, the S for saber, the H for haber, the E for estar, and the S for ser. Dar conjugates like this in the subjunctive. Notice that there are only accents on the yo and la usted forms. Ear conjugates like this, with only the accent in the vosotros form. Saber conjugates like this. Haber conjugates like this. Estar conjugates like this, with accents in every form except for the nosotros form. And ser, the final verb, conjugates like this. Stem changes. Verbs in the subjunctive conjugate according to their yo form in the present. Most verbs conjugate only in the boot of the verb, just as they might in the present tense. For example, volver conjugates like this in the boot. The O changes to a UE, but outside the boot, there is no change. Certain IR verbs change in the boot, but also have stem change outside the boot. For example, dormir. Dormir conjugates like this in the boot, just like volver, but outside the boot, the O changes to a U.
Alright, let's practice what we've learned about the subjunctive so far. Translate the following words in red to the correct subjunctive form. Number 1. Yo quiero que the wild win la competición. Yo quiero que the wild gane la competición. Number 2. El profe exige que los estudiantes study mucho. El profe exige que los estudiantes estudien mucho. Number 3. Piensas que ellos know la verdad? Remember that saber is irregular. Piensas que ellos sepan la verdad? Number 4. Es necesario que tú sleep bien esta noche. Es necesario que tú duermas bien esta noche. Dormir is an O to UE stem changing verb, so we need to change dormir to its yo form duermo, and then to the correct subjunctive form duermas. Number 5. Es posible que ellos know Lady Gaga? Es posible que ellos conozcan Lady Gaga. Remember to use the yo form of the verb. So we take conozco, remove the yo, and change it to conozcan. Lastly, number 6. Ojalá que nosotros no lose el partido hoy. Ojalá que nosotros no perdamos el partido hoy. Perder may be an E to IE stem changing verb, but remember we are using the nosotros form, so the stem does not change.
Subjunctive, indicative, and infinitive practice. Triggers for subjunctive. If there is no K, it is not subjunctive. If there are not two subjects, it is not subjunctive. For when there is no K, it's indicative. For example, Juanita quiere poner el pollo en una ensalada, or Juanita quiere que pongamos el pollo en una ensalada. Juanita wants to put the chicken in the salad, or Juanita wants us to put the chicken in the salad. The second sentence still has the indicative translation in English, but by conjugating it to the nosotros form, it includes the us as well. If there are not two subjects, it's indicative. One example is, no pienso que estoy cansada, or no pienso que ellos estén cansados. The first sentence can't be subjunctive when the subjects before and after the K are the same.
Alright, now it's time for your surprise quiz. Remember the irregulars that we have just talked about, and here are the questions. You can pause it if you'd like to look at the questions. And here are the answers. You can also pause to look at these.